All right. Just gonna start painting this personal sketch card. Did the sketch a while ago. I can't remember if it was part of the video or not, but I got a little tired of reading the news today, so just need to do something different. So we're working on this for a bit, see how much I can get done on it. It's the American Dream, female Captain America. Inadvertently, a little bit of an homage to that infamous Rob Liefeld Captain America cover. So we'll keep that tone. I have that picture up here on the screen as a reference. So try to mimic the lighting and overall color scheme of that. The difference between his work and my work is that in my case the chest is anatomically possible, and I'm not breaking her rib cage. That's about it in terms of supplies. Usual acrylic paints. I use Deco Art, basic craft acrylics for most part, especially on sketches. My trusty Walmart paintbrushes. Water, rag, some scrap paper, Pringles tube make the best palettes in my opinion. And I got a little beverage, a little ginger ale, and there may or may not be a little bit of single malt in there. I cannot confirm or deny that. So I'm gonna kick right in. Any questions, comments, anything like that? I have the feed up on another screen, so I'll check in on it. Yeah, Jordan, welcome to the party. So you know, a sip, some liquid courage. Yeah. So as with most of my paintings, I like to do a very diluted wash in a flat color. More often than not, it ends up being blue. So, wearing a good thing. And it's extremely humid in Toronto today. What's up, Jonathan? Welcome to the party. Cardstock, because I know someone's going to ask. Cardstock paper. All the marks are done in pencil or pen. Taped down. Started doing that lately with the PSCs. Gives me a very nice crisp edge. I'm pretty notorious for having messy edges, so let's give this lady a quick wash. So saying it's extremely humid in Toronto today, so everything's going to dry really fast. So probably by the time I mix the next round of paint, this wash is going to be fully dried. If the music's too loud, just drop me a message. losing some of my guidelines on the shield. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Okay, so helmet's blue, A's white, blue. Shit, I should probably look up her costume too. Blue, white, white on here. She's got the flag on her ribcage and stomach. Standard Captain America shield, blonde hair, skin tones. Alright, so see, this is almost pretty much dry. So let's get cracking on the skin portion. Let's see how he has it lit. So in the original cover, he's lit from fucking everywhere. There's no consistent light source. Maybe top, a little bit on this side, a little bit on this side. There's a spotlight on this. Yeah, it's a mess. Okay, so can't really follow the lighting schema too much. So I'll just do my own. So using burnt umber, washed on burnt umber, I'm just gonna block in some of the cast shadow areas on the skin. It's a little too much water. I'm going to assume the lighting's coming from the top left, so from here. Actually been really quiet on the group today. Not a lot of posts. Which reminds me, I need my Doctor Strange free dailies. I had no idea that you can actually redeem that for physical cards when you had 20 of each. Thank you, Ian, for pointing that out. I was wondering what the point of that was outside of just learning how to use e-Pack. Hey Tommy, what's going on? Good evening, good afternoon. G'day. G'day, mate. Guess her hair's blonde, so you can start flushing that out. Flushing. Forming it with the burnt umber. got curly hair. Yeah, golden locks. Tommy, if you're still there. Sorry about that. So on that apocalypse thing, I think that I posted the other day, I started kind of messing around with gouache, trying to see if I can get a handle on that medium. So far, I'm not liking it. So with the apocalypse, I got tired of struggling with the paint and just sealed it with super high gloss by mistake, and then redid the face over in acrylic. But what's cool is, because gouache is water soluble, the spray solvent, and hopefully the camera can pick it up, on all the gouache pieces, which is everything except the gray of his head, there's a texture that it created, like almost like a concrete texture. You can sort of see there, maybe, that is not present on the face. Now it's really glossy, so the lights reflect. Oh, let me see if I can do that. So the lights reflecting it, but the droplets from the spray kind of activated the gouache underneath, and gouache is water soluble, so it's water soluble, so you can always reactivate. You can see kind of the spots, so it actually created a really nice texture, totally by mistake. You can really see it actually in his head here. And then when I redid the face in acrylic, which is a lot smoother, created a nice contrast of textures. Happy accidents. Still need to try at least one more piece in gouache. I was debating between Nightcrawler and Galactus. Or like take an opportunity and do some of the forbidden characters. I guess there's really nothing stopping me from doing the forbidden characters at any point in any medium, but gotta have a bit of a theme. So because the light's coming this way, all the dark shaded areas are going to be more on the right side. So her hair is actually going to catch the shadow that her hair on this side is going to catch the shadow that her face is casting. So that would be some of the darkest areas of the hair, as well as right here between her ear and her face. And closer to her body where no light is actually, no light's really gonna get to. It's gonna leave a loose strand there. So I was reading an article, so last week or the week before, about yeah, no worries, Tommy. Let me know. I'm not really. Yeah, just DM me. We'll chat. I was gonna say, yeah, about a week or so, I was reading an article that stated that in the state of the world that we are now, and everybody's working from home on Zoom or Google Meet or whatever it is in video conferencing, almost 50% of all people in business meetings aren't actually wearing pants. So I'd just like to say that I am wearing pants right now. Just because I'm at my office and I don't like driving in my undies. But if I was home, I'd probably be in my underwear right now. So a little show of hands, whoever's on the stream, who's not wearing pants, speak up. And I'll ask this question later because usually more people hop on a little later in. Jonathan, I'm looking at you. How far are we? There should be a little hint of her locks down here. So, Jonathan, does that mean you are wearing pants or you're not? The world needs to know. Okay, let's walk away from the hair for a minute. What I'm gonna do is trying to bring some of the original pencil lines from my circles back. I did those in light brown pencil and they vanished, so jorts? Really? So on a separate note altogether, I recently got one of these Blackwing dual tip sharpeners. If anyone likes a sharp pencil like this, like that, this thing's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's got two blades in it that are set at different angles. So first this one's already sharpened, so you would get your pencil in that way, and then you put it in here and that just sharpens the tip, just the tip. And you get these crazy sharp points. Oh. Okay, I think I may have had a little bit of scotch before I started this. Should explain why I can't get a straight line on these circles. Still need to do a drink and draw. Need to figure out the logistics of that, because obviously I can't do that from my office, and my internet connection at home is shitty at the best of times. I live in the middle of the woods and I have satellite internet, which is totally unreliable and insanely slow, so doing a live stream in any type of quality is going to be a challenge. Alright, so I blocked these guys in. You see how he highlights the shield. Oh, right, highlights. So he's got a glow here, and the way he's highlighting it's more like that. And this is just really for illustrate for me to know where to go light with the paint. Okay, alright, so who wears short shorts? Jonathan wears short shorts. Sorry about that. Actually, I'm not sorry. Maybe choose a bigger brush for this. This is the only part of the shield that's blue. Right. Let's get a little more blue on the uniform. So to say, helmet's blue, and the upper part is blue. I'm actually doing a slightly different approach. This time usually I like to do an underpainting, where I block in all the shadows everywhere, same like I did with the skin tones. But now I'm working backwards. I'm just gonna not do that. I'm just gonna work on one color area at a time. Which is probably the way you're supposed to work with gouache, so got a little gouache mode stuck in my head right now. Silly gouache. Like I said, it's really humid here and the paint's drying super fast. This is really where Stay Wet palette comes in handy. Which is essentially a sponge. It's a Tupperware dish with a sponge that's moist and then a sheet of parchment paper over it that will let the moisture through the paper but doesn't really soak up, and then you put your paints on that and it keeps them moist for a while. You can build your own for like $5 with dollar store stuff, or you can buy the brand name stuff for $35. I have one at home and I usually use it in the summer. You gotta clean it and maintain it and wash the sponges and blow dry them and whatever. So when I want to paint, I just want to paint. I don't want to like do dishes. So that's why I don't use it all the time. But yeah, it'll probably come in handy. Oh, I think my singing might have offended Jonathan. Sorry, dude. I wonder if I do these live video things in a little bit more of a schedule and give people a heads up, get more viewership. Not that I guess ultimately I don't really care. If anyone's around and wants to watch, I'm here. If not, still here. Still painting, drawing, whatever. So Liefeld's drawing. The shoulders are bigger than the head. The pectorals are bigger than the head. I like to keep myself a little bit more anatomically in tune, so I'm not doing that. Just gotta figure out the lighting because this lighting's a little. Let's see what I'm looking for. Extreme? Yeah, let's go with extreme. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking Liefeld's work. He's a great artist, very creative, came up with some of the coolest characters of the modern age of comics. But his style is a little goofy sometimes. And he's taken a lot of slack for it over the years. But you know, I think he's aware of it, and he's embracing it. I mean, it's his style, right? And anyone can criticize him all they want, but you know, who am I to criticize the creator of Deadpool, right? His comics, his Marvel comics especially, sold. Did great sales back in the 90s. He's single-handedly responsible for the whole pouch thing. Everybody had a million pouches in the 90s. I think he's partially responsible for the fanny pack fad too, really. Think about it. So, yeah. Love him or hate him, you gotta respect the man and what he's accomplished and what he did for the industry. You know, like Zoolander said, I think it was Zoolander, love Sting. I don't listen to his music, but I respect him, man. Maybe that wasn't Zoolander, but it was somebody's kid. Yeah, Tommy, see, you know. That, what was it, X-Force #1, X-Factor #1's got Cable on the cover, Gambit, Deadpool, Domino, Feral, whatever. Just looks like chicken scratches. But it works. It's glorious. Need to find me a copy of that. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have a copy of that somewhere. You know, all the guys from the 90s, the big rocks are Jim Lee, Liefeld, McFarlane, right? They all brought in a unique style. There's, what's his name? They all ended up at Image, or leaving Marvel and creating Image. I can't remember his name now. I think he's... wow, his name totally escapes me now. I think he worked a lot on Bishop. Anyways, all their work was different. It was different than everyone else's. Very stylized. Like even Silvestri, right? Mark Silvestri. His work was crazy. Jay Lee at the time. There's that Namor cover that's all dark and he's coming out here and it just looks like he's going to eat your face. Love that stuff. darken this just a little bit more. Yeah, Wilk. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Whatever happened to him? Kind of fell out of the spotlight. The star is white, right? Yes, okay. So I'm not going to leave anything white, but I don't really want to get into blues there and get some grays going into all the white areas later. I think we're almost done with the first pass of blue. Okay. Let's get into the reds. It's not that much red, it's primarily in the shield. And I guess I'll do one of the stripes on her stomach. I'll do the first one. But I just did the first one because it is going to be red on red, and if I do that stripe there in the corner, if I do the corner stripe, then it's just going to create a red shape there. I'll create some separation between the shield and her stomach, but that will be red, white, red, blue. Find a better way to do circles, maybe with a stencil. This is brutal, trying to keep a straight edge or clean edge. Let's see if I can do the other one, or maybe just slower brush strokes. It's all about them layers. Thanks, Darren. And thanks for tuning in. Who's all right? What's up, Michael? I really like rendering metal and shiny stuff. It just takes takes a long time because you really have to build those layers. And I haven't, so far I'm only using single colors. Haven't gotten into the darks or the reflective components. I mean, I could spend the next hour and a half just on the shield. Probably not going to. But I could. You know, just because you could doesn't mean you should. Gets, you know, Holly would if she could, but she won't. Or something like that. This is a 5 round. I usually use a 5, 2/0. This is for the details, a super fine one. And well, this one's almost the flat 4, or sorry, a chiseled 4. But this one's dead, so it doesn't really have a tip anymore. And here's a new chiseled brush. Oh, this is a chiseled 1/8. I just picked this up. Oh, I think I have a delivery. Stand by, I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a FedEx drop off something. Honestly, the other one I use most often is no, that's a 5. 5 is my common one. Occasionally a 3 round. But a good brush will maintain its tip, like with a. This one's gone through few hundred cards now, or so. It doesn't really have a tip, and when it's new, you could do a super fine edge with it. Jay Lynn in the house. What's going on, brother? What that? Thanks for tuning in, man. Oh, you're gonna go live? No, that's 4. I could maybe actually watch one of your live videos. Live. Sweet. Well, this won't be done in an hour, but I'm not gonna stream the whole thing because I'm gonna have to answer some emails, you know, pay some bills, yell at some people. Okay, so that's really get the red in. And her costume down. Oh, why, Michael? It's all good? Can all... Wish Facebook has a way where we could do like a multi-stream. I think I can do that on Twitch, or even Instagram will do a split screen. But really cool to do like a live jam. Figure something else where we're all working on the same type of thing or something like that. That'd be cool. Yeah, there you go. I'll bounce off in like 15-20 minutes, do my stuff, then I'll hop on Jaylen's feed at, I guess that would be like 4:30 EST. Then I'll catch yours, Michael. What else can I do here? I don't want to get into the whites yet, but I might have no choice. Let's do the face. Oh, needs a little red in the lips. was talking to, I think it was Jalen, I was talking about, I'm dying to do a drink and draw. I just got to figure out how to do it, because if I do it from my office, it means I have to sleep in my office, and the internet speed in my house is brutal because I live in the middle of the woods. So I don't know. I gotta see if maybe just do it off my phone and top up my data, a couple of gigs just to bang that out. But somebody needs to figure out how to do like a group video. And then the rules will be, we'll do a timer, and then every like 8 minutes I'll go off and we all have to do a shot of something. Just to make things real interesting. Yeah, Darren, don't drink and drive. A drink and draw is drawing, painting, sketching, whatever, and then you drink on a schedule. It's like a drinking game, or that's the way I know it. I could be wrong. And it can be really fun because you can see the painting or the drawing really take a whole new direction. Yeah, you can really see the direction of the art change as the person putting it together is getting more and more intoxicated. Get some really cool abstract stuff out of it. Why am I painting blue? Oh, Michael, don't say that, huh? What did you miss? There's some singing. Talked about jorts. What else? Just working away at this little lady here. Shooting the shit. Yeah, talking about a virtual drink and draw. What up, Packet? Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Packet. If I'm not, sorry. Pancake. Yeah, okay. Oh, Punkit. Punkit. Pancake. Okay, I think I had it right. Sean, how are you doing a drink and draw? Are you doing a real one or a virtual one? StreamYard. I gotta write that down. What's gonna happen is in a week now I'm gonna look at this and see StreamYard on this piece of cardboard, and I'm not gonna know what the hell that was about. Right, skin. So for the skin, let's add a little yellow to the mix. A little white. Hit on the ears there. Yeah, definitely got to check out this StreamYard. Can you stream that to other channels? Like, can you share the live stream to like Facebook or anything like that? Oh yes, it is a Liefeld homage, Jalen. I said that at the beginning of the video. So we're looking at this this thingamajig, and it's my American Dream. I am refusing to. Oh, alright, Sean, you got me sold. After I'm done with this and I do my work, I'm gonna check that out. Expense that to someone. Alright, thanks, Darren. Thanks for checking in. Be safe. Catch you later. Liefeld's anatomy is a little on the extreme side on his infamous Captain America cover, but it's the same pose that I'm doing here. Yeah, the anatomy is still correct. I said at the beginning of the video, if I really wanted to follow his original work, you'd be able to see both breasts. Her neck would be about here. Her shoulder would be the size of the head. The shield would, like I have her drawn that her arms actually bent to hold the shield in frame. Liefeld, if you look at his art, his forearms are like teeny tiny. So, Norin, nice to see you. Color her eyebrows. You can see her eyebrows. She's blonde, so brown it is. Oh man, I'm sorry. Oh, Michael, that's gold. You should print that on a t-shirt or something. My son says Liefeld draws better than me. Liefeld. I said it earlier in the video when I had a little rant about it. Love him or hate him, Liefeld is, you know, one of the greatest creators of the 90s. Like, he's right up there with Jim Lee and McFarlane, however you pronounce that, Silvestri, Jay Lee. He's there. He's not towards the top, right? Deadpool's his baby. I'm sure he had other characters. Can't remember if Cable's his creation or not, but he definitely defined the look of Cable. Fanny packs. That whole fanny pack fad, that's gotta be him. You know, and you could argue that it gave hope to young children everywhere that couldn't draw hands or feet or anatomy. You know, hope that they could one day be a professional comic artist. And I have to say, I was in high school. I'm 40 now, so I was in high school when he was really booming. And you know, seeing a lot of his work in his comic books, and people in art class were kind of drawing, like redrawing Liefeld stuff, and the art teachers hated it, right? Like, you can't, that's not art, that's not correct. And maybe they're right, but who cares? It's not making fine art, or he wasn't at the time. I mean, some of it might be regarded to as fine art now, and in 100 years from now, people are going to look at it and it's going to be like, oh wow, that's some stylistic, impressionistic, 90s pop culture, something or other, right? But yeah, going to the original point, this is Liefeld homage. Is it homage? Homage? Who knows? Who cares? You guys know what I mean. Actually, you know what I just remembered? I was cleaning my office a couple of weeks ago. Dug up some stuff for some boxes from my last office move that I never unpacked. Actually came across something really cool. It's not fully necessarily Marvel related, but is Ian here? Ian's not here, so Shh. I know it's not Marvel, but I had this set called Creators Collection or something like that. Give me a second, let me finish this part, then I'll dig it up. It's essentially a bunch of trading cards from various artists with their own characters on them. Some big names too. Right, give me 1 second, let me get it. Here we go. It's called the Dynamic Creators Universe. Anybody ever remember this? Get this? Happy Little Clouds, yeah. 6 cards per pack, 36 packs per box. Apparently I bought a box. All American Girl from Adam Hughes. Nightfire from Art Thibaert. Nightmare. Joel Listener and Joe Monks. Obsidian Stone, I've seen her. Joe Listener as well. Rojas. Walker Simons. Oh, this, I've seen this for sure over the years. Arthur Adams's Oniko and Gorildozer. Pastor Prime. Pharaohs, I've seen this. Who is it? Bart Sears. American Flag. Talk, I know this. Mark Pennington. Aquan. There's a Liefeld inspired piece if I've ever seen one. Arc by Brandon Patterson. Ava. Mark Miller for Sin City. Beta. Blast. Blood's Hide. Blood Witch. This was cool. I have the comic book too. The Body Bags. Jason Pearson. Acrotech, that's not for again. Red Death. Red Tide, this is John Estes. That's some beautiful work right there. He did some Marvel sets, I think. Red Line. Savage. Gil Kane. Siege. Sarah again. Liefeld inspired. Adam Kubert. Never mind. Showcase, that's got to be John Estes as well. Singularity from Carl Story. Solo. Bill Harmon again. Squire, Starfish. Dan Burton. Starwing, Electron. Fluffy, this is Joe Quesada's, and it's Fluffy, and there's another character, I'm sure I have him. I don't know what this is. Oh. Tommy, you still here? Boom. Gold? No gold. I'll set that aside for you, brother. In Vertigo, IO. Let's dip these in paint. Oh, wait, there's more. Johnny Redcap. Caliph. Kid Death. So this is Kid Death and Fluffy. By Joe Quesada. I have some of these comics too. Nighthawk. That's familiar too. Neil Adams. Lady Channel Cat. Or Chanel. John Estes again. He's got some beautiful work. Whoa. Don't remember this one. Who's this? S. Silas Smith. That's gorgeous. Minefield. Looks like Havoc. Derek Robertson. This looks familiar too. Monad. Browning. Oh, Monkey Man and O'Brien. Yeah, that's Arthur Adams. That's pretty well known. Anybody else here that's interesting? Queen Sakura. Body Blades. Brave, is that? Coley Manor. That might be a chick. Oh, Breed. That's for sure well known. Jim Starlin. That's a popular underground comic, if you will. Bulldog, Bunker. These are all over the place. Sorry, kind of digressing from the purpose here. Dragoon, Dice, Peterson, Edge. Oh, see all this craziness? That's Liefeld inspired right there. Electron we've seen, Starwing, a lot of dupes here. Terra Firma. Pterodax, the Moth. Is that from the Tick? Steve Root. That might actually be the Tick. Moth. The Righteous. Looks like just oh, I see something super shiny. Veteran. Trashore. Trash Can Joe. Well, there's a checklist. Woman. That's familiar to Wolfhound. Warchild. Nope. Wraithchild. Wreckage. Look, it's the Thing with a gun. Here we go. Some chase cards. It's gotta be Dave Johnson. Stephen D. Grant's art by Mike Zack. I don't know what this is. Oh, look at that shininess. Sergeant Major Taker. Andy Kubert's creation. Turbine. A Plank. Another Adam Kubert. Oh, no, this is Adam Kubert. Whoa. Jusko Warhorse. What? Set that aside. Werewolf Alpha. And Widowmaker? Is that what that is? Widowmaker. Jeff Johnson. Anyways. Oh, this set is Creators Universe Dynamic Publishing, going back to 93. Some stuff's copyrighted to 82. 68 for Savage, because that was Gil Kane's. 93 Frank Miller. Old set. Oh, let me stick up here. Yeah, it's all 1993. Some gems in here. I must have picked this thing up for like $20. Oh, these are weird too because they're upside down. They all like that? No. They're all over the place. This is like a last minute set. Right, set these aside for Tommy, and I'll send this to Joe Jusko. Send him a picture of those. See what he's got to say for himself. anyways, enough of that. Distraction. Back to our American dream. I think the skin part's pretty much dry now. Gonna shift everything over. So if we can get one part done on the stream, and I'll wrap it up shortly because I want to have time to get some work done before I wrap up today. I'm just going to reinforce some of the shadows because I went a little too strong with the skin tone. My head's not in the frame. I'm doing the fine details here. I think this brush is on its last ride. Used to have a nice fine tip, but I don't know if you can tell, it's getting really more of a flat. So I can't get the detail, and this is what happens with brushes. This is why I don't really spend money on expensive brushes, because they all get destroyed, especially with acrylics, and my tendency to just abuse brushes. Like this is a $15 brush, number 3 Grumbacher round golden edge. Not fully premium, but it is a higher end brush. All the rest of the brushes I'm using here came in a set for $8, and they last just as long, or last me just as long. So I gave up on buying expensive brushes because I throw them out with the rest of them. So I'm perfectly okay with these student grade brushes they can get at Michael's. This set of fine tip brushes I got the other day was $2.35. Last me a couple of months. I'm okay with that. Yeah, man, $8. They're Michael's dealer roundie. If you go to the craft section, they usually come in a set of rounds, and I'll have a fan brush in it. And there's also there'll be like a bunch of different rounds. This flat comes in it, and a fan brush. Now, one thing I'll say about cheap brushes: when you get them out of the bag, like when you open them, do this for a couple of minutes. and you'll knock out all the loose hairs. And then the other thing that I do sometimes is just grab some pliers or use my teeth if I can't find my pliers and just clamp down over here. Especially if you use watercolor or acrylic, because what happens is, and this is one of the differences between cheap brushes and expensive brushes, the build quality. This part here, I don't know what it's called, it's supposed to be sealed underneath, but on cheap brushes it's not. So if you're using water, the water gets absorbed to the bristles and works its way up into the wood, and you'll see, you can see a little bit here, the finish starts chipping and it loosens up. In this one, this one totally died on me. This came off completely, so I took it off, dipped it in gloss acrylic medium, popped the piece back and let it sit for a day, dried. It's fine for another couple of months. Expensive art supplies are, in my opinion, not worth it unless you're producing like high-grade commercial work, right? If you're a professional artist and you're making like 48-inch paintings, you gotta get the premium stuff. It'll last you longer. But for what I'm doing, I'm perfectly okay with this. Like even the paints that I'm using, it's the DecoArt brand, the Crafters acrylic. I buy this stuff at the dollar store, and this is what I use for most of the work. And then I use Liquitex paints for finish on some things, just because you have more pigment in some of those paints. But even the DecoArt, which is like the Americana brand, which is their more premium brand, comes in small tubes like this. They're like $4 or $5 a tube. Works fine for my needs. As long as the pigment is consistent, I'm happy. The Michael's House brand paints, whatever it's called, the one with the little apple on them, those are garbage, in my opinion. But these, like DecoArt's a major company. And sorry, I really like these because they're very fluid. They're very close to, I don't know if you can see, they're very similar to, or similar to liquid acrylics. They have shit coverage, but I do washes, so that actually works in my advantage. And that's $8 Canadian. So that's like, in US dollars right now, that's gonna be like $5. You know what, just for the sake of finishing off a section, see how to highlight on the lips, and that will be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. No, I didn't do the eyes yet, so. Back to the brushes. As far as I'm concerned, any brush will do. Gold Talon brushes, I think that's what they're called. The one thing you want to look out for when you get them is flick them, shake them, whatever. Make sure their bristles don't constantly fall out. Some brands, some of the cheap brands, you can just go like this and half the bristles will pop out. That's an indication that really needs to be thrown in the garbage. But that's my experience with it anyways. Okay. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, I'll definitely post the finished piece when I get around to finishing it. I actually have some commissions that I need to get done, which is what I should be working on, but just needed to kind of do my own thing today. And with no pressure, if you will. Okay, that's it for now. American Dream. So, working on it. Catch you next time.